Should have been recorded before this.
Well, we weren't saying much. Okay, one of the key things.
Everything out here is about insurance. Okay, insurance came into this country in the late 1880s. Okay, when they took out Garfield.
Yeah.
The whole thing has been set up about insurance ever since. Okay. The Federal Reserve banking system is just a monetary system to support the insurance racketeering industry. Insurance is all about the dead. You're insuring the dead. Our mortgage account in the process out here. That is basically our insurer company is our mortgage account. We as the living are the insured. If you look at it from that aspect. Then you go through some of these documents that I posted out there on the site about what's going on here. Okay. And basically I went through and I was doing a word search about insurance in the process. Insurers Liquidation Act. Okay. Is where I started in and pulled a bunch of this stuff down from that aspect that I found in the dictionary, in Ballantyne's dictionary, Insurers Liquidation Act. Because I was trying to find out how to liquidate our accounts. And I know it's about insurance or assurance, however you want to look at it. They're both basically the same. Even like I said in court, that basically the driver's license is an insurance policy. It allows you to operate in violation of the law. So it's an insurance policy so that you can violate the law. It's supposed to be giving you protections. It's supposed to be paying the bill. But see, the courts don't process it that way. And then basically everything out here is operated by warrants. It's under a warranty. Insurance warranties. Okay, and where do warrants have to be processed? Does anybody know?
Treasurer.
The state treasurers. The secretary of the treasuries basically get the warrants, and then they send them over to the treasurer. The treasurer is the paymaster of the warrants. So we're basically sitting as a foreign financial institution, and we can submit our warrants in now to the treasurer. Our insurance warrants, our receipts, which are debt warrants. One of the links that I posted up there, basically if you read through it, it's strongly recommended that you pay and then you go and get the receipt and submit the receipt. Doesn't say receipt, but it's implied in there that you're submitting the receipt to get reimbursed in the process. One of the other things out here is that basically the nomenclature of the IRS is totally fraudulent. It's not Internal Revenue Service. It's Insurance Receipt Service. You've got to turn your receipts in to get compensated for what you paid and settle the debt. That's the fraud that everybody's out here is operating under. We have to get those receipts turned in. Without the receipts, we're not canceling out the debt warrants that are associated with those receipts. And therefore claiming the lawful assets from the insurer, as we are the insured. We're on the target. We got the avenues that we need, okay? We've got the status that we need. The Form 56 over our Motor Main Insurance Company.
Code.
And then we have our W8BEN. You can go to the damn DOT or to the state treasurer and pull the damn license on the vehicle. Your certificate of title to the vehicle. Your certificate of title to the house. You don't need them registered. You convert those into a private registration after that. But as long as you have it under a state registration, then the state has a claim to it, and the state can control it. That's the problem. As long as that vehicle is still in their possession, basically you granted them usage of it, even though you're the one that's driving it, you granted them the usage of it as collateral. Collateral for what? An insurance policy. They're just refusing to pay the damn insurance claim when the claims come in. And that's what I said before. All these courts are nothing but insurance adjustment courts.
Ford would become one of the country's longest-serving death row inmates. Stroud went on to a successful legal career. But all that changed when one of the initial...
Bergdale, you keep putting radio on in the background. I had to mute you out.
So I don't know if there's anybody on here that wants to talk about this. Discuss it. Okay? What's your feeling on the subject?
It sounds right, but I guess I'll have to figure out exactly who we send it to and if we modify any of what we're doing.
Well, you've got the state insurance commissioners.
Yes.
Okay? That's
Very
a damn good starting point. I've been there before. You've got the treasurers. You know that the treasurers, that everything operating in the state is done by insurance. So basically the treasurer is the key paymaster in the process. He handles warrants.
Okay.
How more simple can that be?
Okay, so the insurance commissioner has to authorize it, and the treasurer will pay it out.
No, you authorize it.
Ah.
God damn it, Tom. take a little responsibility. You have the power.
Okay.
These other are public servants. You tell them what you want. They're all working under a dunce number. They're the dunces.
Huh.
The stupid entities, or whatever you want to call them. You're supposed to be the smart one.
Okay.
Has anybody tried this yet? Has anybody submitted any paperwork to any insurance?
No, nobody's submitted anything yet. I just posted this stuff on the site the other day, yesterday or whatever.
Right. Well,
But I got to thinking about this, that basically, hey, something's entirely wrong here. Now, see, we sent stuff down to the Secretary of Treasury down in Puerto Rico. Well, the Secretary of the Treasury is not the one that makes the payment. The payment's got to come out of the treasurer. Why do you think there's been a Spanish-speaking or a Spanish person in the treasurer's office in Washington, D.C. pretty much constantly for the last 30 or 40 years? Because they're interfacing with the Secretary of the Treasury down in Puerto Rico, a Spanish-speaking or Puerto Rican-speaking, whatever, territory.
So if the 1099s are not going to San Juan, where are they going?
To the treasurer, man. Treasurer.
You can should be able to go right to the treasurer or right to that Austin, Texas office. Get those damn things into Austin. The 1096s and the 1099As. We know people have been paid out of Austin. We haven't heard of any paychecks coming out of Puerto Rico. Has anybody?
Nope. I mean,
Okay, so we sent it to the Austin foreign address, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Does anybody know what that address is? Because I was looking.
It's on the 1096 form.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, but Patrick, but for my state, it don't have my state on there. They don't have the state of Illinois on that form. I looked.
There is 3 addresses on the 1096 form.
That's right. I'm looking at it right now. I got it right in front of me.
You don't look for state.
Okay. What should I be looking for then? If I'm not looking for state, for my state.
You look for foreign filing.
Okay. I still don't see it. I'm crazy, man. I'm trying to rub you the wrong way, Patrick, but I don't see foreign on here at all either.
If your legal resident or principal resident place of business is outside the United States, file with the Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service Center, Austin, Texas, 73301.
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
It's right below where it says Alaska and California. Go to the next block down. Read the whole form. I'm sorry, but I'm getting bent out of shape by talking about this stuff too damn much. We've gone over this stuff over and over again. I'm getting tired of repetitiveness.
You're right, Patrick. You are so right.
On the outside of the envelope, you write that you're coming in as a foreign financial institution filing.
I thought it was foreign individual, Patrick.
Foreign financial institution filing.
FFI. For your W8BEN.
Okay. I thought the FFI, the institution one, was what they standardly call it, but we had renamed it foreign financial individual.
Whatever you want to do, okay? I'm not going to argue with anybody. It's right off the damn W8BEN instruction form. FFI, Foreign Financial Institution. And you are a private bank, so you are an institution. And you are a foreign, and you are a financial. And then you have an individual fucking banker in your fucking bank. Put the individual in the right fucking place. Put the institution in the right place. Anybody have any rebuttals or anything?
I got one, Patrick.
Well, speak up.
What is a certificate of indulgence? Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Somebody sent me an email Friday about it, and apparently when they did the Gutenberg press, I guess I'm just saying this. Please don't. But anyway, I don't know if it was the Pope or the Romans or whoever. They did something called a certificate of indulgence, and it means a pardon of sins, pardon of your sins. And they used to do these certificates of indulgences on everybody to do whatever they was doing. But the reason I'm bringing it up is, or asking about it is because of, they switched that over to our birth certificates, from what I understand, through the Catholic Church.
No, they didn't.
Okay, well then, well, I ain't gonna post it on the thing if you don't want me to, but I just wanted to ask about it because, I don't know much about it. That's why I'm asking. I thought maybe you knew something about it. It's just that. That's all.
The Catholic Church has a lot of ties into some of this stuff. But basically, a lot of this stuff was set up primarily by the bankers and by means to basically establish your inheritance into the country so that they could put your funds over into a special account so that they could utilize it. Nothing more, nothing less. There's a lot of people out here that run around with all this garbage, total misunderstanding, trying to make it more damn complicated than what it really is. These guys ain't the smartest people in the world. Please get that through your goddamn heads.
Yeah.
Hell, they're like you out here, too. And you ain't that damn smart, are you?
No. But I'm working on it.
No, not that smart.
No, but this deception,
You wouldn't figure that out without Patrick.
this deception is serious, and it's hard. It's tough, man. It ain't so easy to decipher this madness, man.
So for
when you have people trying to teach it and they don't want to communicate effectively. You can't try to teach something to somebody or say that you know something and then you don't want to communicate it effectively. You still have to communicate. And if you believe in what you're saying and if you know that what you're saying is absolutely correct, then communicate it in a manner in which people can receive it. If someone asks,
you talking about me?
I'm talking about whoever it applies to.
Well, basically, I've been trying to get that across to people by telling them to go to the dictionary and understand the words. Until you understand the words, you ain't going to understand shit. That's my form of communication, is to understand the words. And then when you understand the words, you can put the words to use. Then you can start breaking down a lot of this stuff, because now you see how they're using the words, and in a lot of cases, they're using the words inappropriately. Once you finally realize what the words really mean, now you see that basically you've been misunderstanding what they've been saying to you all this time.
Patrick?
Yeah.
So on our 1099-A for our receipts, instead of sending it down to Puerto Rico after the lender, as a lender, our mortgage account at Puerto Rico, it's going to be our mortgage account at the state treasurer's office.
Yep.
Well, I would put the receipts in to claim them in with the Treasury doing a debt warrant, voucher or whatever, into them, into the treasurer.
To the state treasurer?
You could still, whoever the account is that you have, okay, you have to analyze and see whether it's at the federal level, whether it's at the state level, or whether it's at your backyard level, okay?
Okay, I get you. It depends on the account.
Yes.
I like the Ohio Treasury because of all the stuff I've sent out. They're the only state office that called and was at all polite and try to help.
Mm.
So I'll go after some of that too.
Yes, and that's the only office that basically I met with the treasurer twice when I went up there to his office.
Good.
The third and fourth time, basically, his head honcho man came out and met with me. Most of the other state offices always got another nitwit, low level.
Okay. So when I'm doing utility receipts, since they borrow from the federal treasury,
try it and see, okay? That's all I can tell you to do, okay?
Okay, try both, okay. Right, we have to
you
find
can
out.
send the 1099-A down to the secretary, but send the receipts to the treasurer.
Okay.
And then your 1096s, you have to have, try and get it to where it's over $600 when you submit those in.
Right, that's for set-offs, what I was told. Set-offs are $600. It may be the same for receipts.
You can do more than one 1099-A for a 1096 form, okay?
Right. I understand. Send the whole bunch.
You just need to have, when you send it in, you need to have a total value of over $600.
Total value. Okay.
What are you guys thinking about?
Well, what the gas company told me is it had to be $600 for them.
Yes.
That's the way they run.
For a 1099-C.
Right. For the 1099.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know why you were doing a 1099-C.
No, they said they had to do a 1099-C.
Yeah.
They couldn't do more than $600.
So you pay the bill if it's less than that, and then you go after the receipt and get compensated for it.
Right. I'll have to do that, and I do have the history, so I can go do that.
And see, that utility company is normally a state utility company. It's licensed by the state and everything, so it's operating under a state insurance company.
True. Okay.
Check out the state insurance companies.
Yes. I've got it up. I'll go through it thoroughly.
I was on to this years ago, okay? That I didn't have all this other stuff, the banker's EIN and everything in place at that point in time. And the WAPN as a foreign financial institution for our banker, for our private bank. And we're standing as the main creditor or insured over our Social Security monomain insurance company. We can take that insurance company into liquidation. We know it's Social Security insurance, and we know it's our policy or our company, so let's liquidate the damn thing. Oh, you liquidated her, as the wizard said to Dorothy. The Insurers Liquidation Act went into effect in 1930 in England. It went into effect in 1939 here in this country. The same year, I think it was, that they revamped the court system in this country. Why? Because they were both tied to one another.
Yeah.
The Social Security insurance company that you have can't go into bankruptcy. Read some of those links that I had. They're handling it different in the court actions. Why is everything criminal? Because this corporation is offshore. It's criminal in nature.
Because of mortmain.
Yes.
Brother, I got a question. did another did me another EIN for my private banker, but I did it a little different. And in the middle of the page, it asked me if you are tax exempt, you may be required to file one of the following returns. But on the one I originally on the one that I originally did using your format, it didn't have that at all on my confirmation letter. It didn't even have it on there nowhere. So I don't know what difference that is or anything, but
don't worry about it, okay?
I just thought it was something significant, that's all.
Yeah. Well, basically, when you understand you're standing as an individual private or individual banker for a private bank, you owe no taxes if you're not using usury.
That's right.
And see, right now we're all using our mortgage account, the debt money that basically is associated out of that mortgage account. The mortgage account is the one that owes the taxes, along with the users of it, like the companies, for the rent. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, these I've been reading through these model acts, and I guess it doesn't really apply directly to what we're doing, but the way I read it, it's the insurance commissioner is the only one who can call for a liquidation of a receivership of an insurance company. But is our license, driver's license, an insurance policy or an insurance company? I would imagine it's a policy.
It's a policy with the state, okay, against our mortgage account.
But the company is bankrupt because there's no money.
That's right.
The state is bankrupt.
Yeah, and see, the driver's license could be a sub-company to your mortgage company.
True.
Yeah, it's got a different DUN number, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got a 9-digit number on it.
Okay.
So basically, you come in as a foreign financial institution and order, you're the fiduciary over the damn Social Security account and over all others that are associated with that, the driver's license and everything else. Then you can order the damn insurance commissioner to liquidate those accounts. Certificate of title to the house, certificate of title to the vehicle. Take all your bills for licenses and everything else, for taxes that you paid in against that thing, and submit them into the secretary of the, or to the treasurer of the state to get reimbursed. That you come in as a foreign financial institution under your individual banker's EIN number. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I got a question. Who has the correct calendar for the usury schedule? Wouldn't that be the church that sets the time?
For what?
Well, considering that pretty much, in my opinion, that all this, all commerce is either usury or non-usury based, and therefore it's either good or bad. And in order to know the difference, we have to know the timing on the usury to know whether or not we are committing usury or not, because usury is all based on time. And if we don't know what the correct calendar is and the cycles of usury.
You don't need to know the damn correct calendar. You don't need to know any of that shit, okay? The only thing you need to know is that you've got an account out there. You got a mortgage account that is holding your assets. You don't have them in your back pocket, so basically it is being used as usury. Bottom line, that's it. Nothing more. You don't have to worry about clock on the wall or anything like that. You know that they're using it. And if somebody else is using it, that's usury. Because you're not having access to the usage of it. That makes sense? Why worry about things that you have no control over? You need to get control of the things that you can control. And I've tried to get you to the point to where we see the things that we can control. The individual banker's EIN, the foreign grantor trust EIN, the estate EIN, our 2 bank accounts in our private bank, and then our master banker's account number, our 3 persons that we needed to have. Then our fiduciary standpoint over them. And then start taking everything into the private, putting it under your private banker's name. You as the living don't own anything. But you are the chief executive officer, CEO of your private bank. You have the usage of it in the process, but you're using it in your individual banker's name. But the individual banker is not under state jurisdiction. He's a nonprofit organization person. He is not incorporated. He's unincorporated. So the state has no jurisdiction over a private bank. A private banker, the state does have jurisdiction over a private banker. That's why we are an individual banker. That's found in the definitions. And see, I saw that FFI, Foreign Financial Institution, when I did the W8BIN substitute form write-up that I did about 5-6 years ago. That's where this template came from. I wrote the thing up 5-6 years ago as a substitute form. But I didn't have the individual banker's EIN number at that time, and I didn't have my private bank addressed. We were trying to claim we were a private bank, but we didn't have substantiation even by the IRS in the process. Now we do when we got our individual banker's EIN. Now we got recognition. We got a letter from them. In most cases, it has your private bank name on there.
Okay.
Nobody else has anything?
Well, yeah, Ray has some.
Yeah, Patrick, this just came up, and my thing is, I actually seen that the Social Security throughout your lifetime only gives you 10 Social Security cards. I'm thinking even those are insurance policies, each one for $1 billion. Therefore, if you were to live 100 years and every 10 years you got a card, you could actually cash that Social Security card in for $1 billion. I might be
well,
wrong.
you show me how you cash it in for $1 billion. Just get one cash and show it to me, okay? Otherwise, I say if that's total bullshit, you're hearing something that basically doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. You got to think about this information that you put out there like that, whether it is valid information or whether it is somebody else's misguided information that hasn't been proved yet, and you're trying to claim that it's true.
I'm not claiming that it's true.
No, yeah.
No, you're saying, the way you say it, you are implying that it's true because you believe it's true. Okay?
Okay.
See where I'm coming from?
Yes,
and
sir.
see, that misleads other people into thinking that.
Okay, I do apologize.
So you never go there, okay? You say, hey, if you think that it's worth $1 billion, you prove it to me.
Okay, I'll test the theory out. Thank you for correcting me.
Okay. People have been out here trying to claim that ever since PK was running around back in 2008, trying to get everybody to go with the 11 cards or whatever Social Security cards you could get, saying that there was $3.6 billion per card, and people were going in and ordering up 10 cards.
Okay, I was not aware to that fact, and thank you for correcting me very much. I just thought about it, and for some weird reason, it made some weird sense in my mind, so I apologize for the way that I put it out there to the group and to you.
You've got to think about these things before you get into them, okay? Think about it. Is this logical, okay? As Mr. Spock would say. You got to bring logic into it, common sense. And see, that's what this country totally lacks, is common sense.
I can see where you're coming, and excuse my ignorance.
Okay. End the subject. Move on to something else. Does anybody else have anything else here about the insurance process or anything like that, about thinking that the IRS maybe instead of internal revenue might really be insurance receipt services, insurance redemption services, redeeming, or basically, as Harold likes to say, revenue.
Well, I'm on the process of preparing a number of receipts, and I see we need to redirect it a bit, but it's essentially the same thing we're doing.
Yeah. Take all your traffic tickets, turn around, and send them in to the to the treasurer of the state as debt warrants to get reimbursed for the payment, for the debt. Send a copy of your 1099 or your Form 56 and your Form W8BN, and they're with it too. Get it on file. That W8BN is an affidavit. You've sworn to that under penalty of perjury, so that's an affidavit.
We corrected the law it was under.
The what?
We corrected the law that we're swearing the penalty under penalty of perjury to the law of Christ.
The law of casting iron.
Yeah, the law of casting iron.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
Anybody else have anything?
I gotta ask this dumb question because I ain't sure about it. So, is what you call it? Is one of them manufacturers? I mean, one of those things that you get from the car place or whatever you call that thing. Is that the same as a receipt? Or
Yes.
No.
Would they call something else?
No, that is just a manufacturer's title of origin, okay? That is not a receipt. The receipt is where you paid for it, okay? Like with a debit card or whatever, or they print out a receipt out of a cash register.
All right, okay. So I don't have a receipt. All I got is that window sticker thing. So what's that? That's a set off?
What, when you bought the car?
No, I ain't buy nothing. I'm just asking them to. I'm asking the. Where I was asking the Puerto Rico to pay for the car for me. I mean, last week I was.
When you're trying to do the set off and have the payment made, okay, get the authorization out of Puerto Rico or whatever, you do the window sticker that you get off the website. Or you go down to the car dealership and ask them to print out a copy of the window sticker. They have a window sticker for all new vehicles at the car dealership that you can get some of them online with all the pertinent information without even going to the car dealership.
Okay, Patrick, but what is that called in this process if it's not a set off or a receipt? What am I using? Since apparently I effed it all up already.
you're going to be doing a purchase on the backside to release the credits or the credits from your motor main account to allow the payment for that vehicle. You're going to make it a purchase instead of a set-off. Well, you're really setting off the debt that basically Ford Motor Company or Chrysler or whoever has in the process. But the key thing is you need to really think about trying to get a bunch of receipts through the process first.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I just told you, it may take 30 days. I don't know. It took that guy up in Canada quite a few days to get his done. I think it was close to about 30 days. You can listen to it on, that one guy that was Tom had with Santos Bonacci or whatever down there in Australia, and then Bill Turner or whatever his name was there in Australia.
I think it was Bill Turner, yeah.
Well, that's on Talk Show.
I think it was also shit, I can't even think the guy's name up in Canada that basically talked about that several years back, because I'd heard that story back
Dean.
in.
Dean something. Dean.
No, this was he wants to go by different name now. He's just on Angela Stark's show here
Vic
about.
Beck.
Yeah, Vic Beck. Yeah, he talked about that back in 2011 or 12, something like that, I think.
Yeah, he goes by Adam.
Yeah, he wants to go by a new name of Adam.
What's that about?
Because he doesn't know who he is, and he thinks the state's the one that named him.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He smoked too much.
That's when you talk about the legal name, right, Patrick?
Smoked too much weed.
Yeah, basically. I mean, these guys, they've gotten hung up on this damn name, and they still haven't figured out who in the shit they are.
Because they said something about, that's why I got that certificate of indulgence from somebody from they posse, for lack of a better word, sent me that Friday.
Uh-huh.
The, Tate of Gaia or Gaia or whatever it's called. Something like that. I think I said it right.
Now, there's a bunch of them that are still running around out here. Like I said, they really haven't gotten any idea about how the monetary system really works. They're all talking about other stuff. They never talk about insurance. They never talk about any of the stuff that I'm trying to talk about. About going and getting an individual banker's EIN, about being a private bank, about having the Form W-8 set up right to where you're a foreign financial institution. And then you do it as a substitution form, and you're making it in an affidavit. Now, they have to rebut that affidavit. That stands. You're standing as David or as Daniel did in Babylon, in Babylon, or Babyland. And that's all we're operating in here is Babyland. You've got the right of termination just by the Baby Act alone. The state cannot force you into a contract whatsoever. You have to volunteer to give up your rights.
How about when your car gets impounded, the only way to get it out is with proof of registration, state title, according to their code.
You go into the court and basically you demand you have this stuff done right now, and you go into that court, and that court ain't going to be able to do a damn thing but give that stuff back to you. If they don't comply, okay, you get the receipt, you pay for it, you get the receipt, and then you go to the treasurer and get reimbursed. You can turn around and put a claim of harm against them with the IRS. You get their EIN numbers. That city police department, that county system, they all have EINs. That court. Or they have DUNS numbers.
Right.
We've had the link up on the site before about finding out some of these company DUNS and EIN numbers. They just give them a W-9 and say, hey, I want this. If they don't, then you just put that in there that they refused upon your submittal of a W-9 request.
I asked a lady about that, Patrick, and she was like, you're not employee for this company, so we don't have to give you no EIN number.
That's cool.
That's what she said.
Yeah, they try and say that that's only for them, but basically it's also for interfacing in all commercial applications. That EIN number doesn't belong to the employees, it belongs to the company that they're working for. Their paycheck comes from the company they're working for. All money has to be accounted for throughout the whole process, okay? The EIN numbers are basically there for the companies. Now, that employee is not getting paid by the EIN number. They're getting paid by the EIN number, but that is not there when they go on their taxes. They're not filing it under that EIN number. They're filing it under their Social Security number. Any other questions? Okay, call tonight, Tom.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Patrick. Give me good marching orders. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you, guys. It was a good call.